I think the other thing we want to talk about today is the buzzwords of the hobby this week. Fanatics Fest versus the National. And my personal opinion is they're not to be compared. Last year's Fanatics Fest, pretty cool. I think we all went thinking like this is going to be a new experience. Definitely was not a card show. I think we were all a little upset that we got stuck in the corner. And you were supposed to come to Fanatics Fest this year. You missed it last minute. I got a chance to go and experience, and they did the most incredible job that I've ever seen. This event is so unique. It is so one of a kind. It is not. You can't compare it to anything because nothing else like this exists. So everybody wants to go Fanatics Fest versus the National. You can't do it, in my opinion, at all. The National is strictly for card collectors. It is strictly for the hobby. They want legacy booths set up that have been guys who have been selling cards and memorabilia for 20, 30, 40 years. Fanatics Fest is new, cutting edge, sports fans, activations. Starbucks is set up at a booth. They're integrating it with an athlete who's doing signatures. I was at the Dude Wipes booth. Why is Dude Wipes there? Well, guess what? Deuce McBride of the New York Knicks is signing autographs, and I got a chance to chat with him.
He's giving you a free wipe.
Right, he's giving you a free wipe.
Get wiped by Deuce McBride.
So they're doing the Fanatics games, which, by the way, such a cool idea. 50 athletes, celebs, whoever mixed in with 50 fans. So now, if you've been a fan of Tom Brady your whole life, now you're in a competition with him? I mean, that's cool, man. That's a really cool thing. They obviously, Michael Rubin, master of marketing. I mean, SportsCenter, Dappz, MLB, NFL, NBA. They're all posting about Fanatics Fest. He did a really incredible job. They want to bring this and make this global. So there's no reason you can't do a Fanatics Fest that's, maybe more themed towards soccer cards or soccer activations in Europe during the World Cup, right? Or South America, right? So as I understand it, they're going to bring Fanatics Fest to Miami, your hometown, and LA, close to us, next. I don't know when the proposed dates are. They're going to do this 3 times a year.
3 times.
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to change every year. They did New York back to back. Maybe it is just an annual event. I have no idea, but not compared to the National because they're not the same thing. Like, Fanatics Fest is a Comic-Con for sports fans with a card show built inside of it. The National is a card show. It's the biggest card show. Fanatics Fest is not the biggest card show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry for everyone who didn't get to see me there. I know there's people waiting for me. But Fanatics is the hot sister of the two. Like everyone wants to go to Fanatics because it's cool. Tom Brady, LeBron, big cards, big people, New York City. And I respect that. If you're here to have a fun time, go have a great time. I'm greedy. I'm here for the money. I want the cards. I want to go and just talk cards 24/7. I don't care who's in the room with me. If I have a choice to meet LeBron or get a good deal, I'm going to get a good deal. So I stayed home. I went to a local show. I did great. But in terms of Nationals, if Fanatics is going to have better cards and better prices and better entertainment, then what are you even doing? You're just totally the ugly sister. Like, no one wants to go to your show anymore. And if they don't step it up and like let new vendors come or get better venues or like, it's kind of hard because they're focusing on cards, but the card aspect of Nationals is dying because they don't do anything really special there. There's local shows every week in every city. There's big shows every month. I mean, what's the big difference between Burbank and the Nationals? Burbank's in California. I'd rather go to California. You're going to see just as many cool cards and the same amount of vendors, and you're not going to get hosed by paying $5,000 for a table and waiting in a 5-year line to get a good section instead of being put on the roof with everyone else's. I don't see anything good happening for the Nationals. And to the core, I know every week I talk shit about them. I want the National to be done. We don't need it anymore. If there's 3 Fanatic shows a year and 2 Burbanks, I'm good.
Well, I mean, listen, the National has 100,000 people who come to it every single year. It's the biggest show by far when it comes to strictly a sports card show. I don't see it being eliminated overnight. They have signed a contract for Chicago for the next 3 years, which, by the way, is clearly the best spot for it over Cleveland and Atlantic City. I think, Chicago's a lovely place to go. Clean, Rosemont. There's plenty of hotels.
Beautiful place.
Super easy to get to for the respective space. But I agree with you that The National definitely has to figure out, how do you cater to the youth? How do you get sponsors and brands integrated in this show in a way that makes sense for the National? Because listen, what the National wants to preserve, and the difference between the National and Fanatics Fest, is this is for sports cards collectors. This is not for New York Knicks fans or LA Lakers fans to try to meet Tom Brady. But at the same time, you have 40 guys who come to the National every year, athletes, who do signatures, right? So the difference that I saw this year between Fanatics Fest and the National is, where Fanatics Fest is kind of winning, in my opinion, is why would you put all of the signees in the same area, right, off into the corner, and everybody's waiting online, when you could force Starbucks to buy a booth, or Nike or whoever, buy a booth at the National. Now Nike, a brand that everybody probably uses at the National anyway, right? Like, majority of people go to the National or probably own a Nike product, so it's not like it doesn't make sense there. And then you get and you put one of those signees at the Nike booth. Boom, you've got a line at the Nike booth, right? And then you can do that with all the brands that make sense for the National, right? And now the show is just more inclusive and it has more energy. And I think that, you have the Breakers Pavilion, you have the media area, you have the corporate area, right? And it's like, there's no reason to go over to some of these areas, right? Yeah. Now, if you have an autograph signing at each one of them, there's a reason to go over to every area.
But who's coming to these shows to sign an autograph? Go mail it to the guy. Go to the game and get an autograph.
But listen, that's a matter of opinion. There's a lot of people who travel to these things to get autographs. I mean, listen, we go to the Dallas Card Show. I see some of these old, Dallas athletes, and I'm like, who is waiting in line to get this guy's autograph? But they do it.
I mean, I'm not a groupie. I'm not going to go to a show to get an autograph. I can just go to the game and actually watch him play. I want people who are watching this video to on the messages write me, why should you go to the National when I have Dallas 6 times like every 6 months or whatever,
every 2 months, yeah.
Why do
6 times a year.
What benefit does the National have compared to all these other shows? Because unless you're setting up, you're not meeting new people. So they need to invent a way for people to be able to show off their cards or sell cards to other people that you haven't seen before. Like trade night, I had a buddy who was going to the National for the first time. He asked me, what should I do? And I told him, go to the trade night, get there early, leave late, and go talk to every single person at the show who's not setting up. Because the people who are setting up are 5K in the hole already. So go talk to people that are coming who are casuals, who are new, who have things to add, Don't get caught buying cards from a table that are just overpriced bullshit.
Please like, subscribe, and check out these other videos that we think you might enjoy.